Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If I sound like I'm dying, it's because I had food poisoning last night and I've been awake for like 30 hours. I tried to record this video and I had to run to the bathroom. So, you know, that was fun. Just kidding. But I want to give you guys a Bitcoin update because I believe I owe that to you. So if you like the content, make sure to like, subscribe. Hope we're all happy, healthy, wealthy. Let's get into it, okay? So in the last video, I let you guys know that I think that we're going higher. Okay, I think we're going higher up towards, you know, the 90s, but I prefer mid 90s. Okay, so we were absolutely spot on with the move. These are my current positions. Let me just show you. I don't normally always show you, and I'm not going to get into the habit of showing you all the time. I got stopped out on altcoin earlier. I let everybody in the Nexus know earlier today. Unfortunately, I was unable to stream because of my food poisoning, but I let everybody know at 9:46 a.m. looking for the flip zone here on Fartcoin, and then it happened. And I mean, like, come on, that was literally perfect. I got stopped out. I got a little bit, I don't want to say greedy. I entered correctly, and then I added more, and then I went to sleep because I didn't sleep last night because I had food poisoning. And yeah, and then I got stopped out, and then I got back in. So I'm in, and it's not as much as I was. I mean, it's not a huge position anyways. I was originally in 30,000, so I would have been up like 1,500 bucks instead of 500 bucks. It wasn't, you know, my margin is $41. It wasn't a huge deal, but we're up on Bitcoin. We're up on Ethereum. Okay, I let everybody in the Nexus know today. As soon as where was it? As soon as Bitcoin... All right, I do too many updates even on days that I'm sick. This is the best network on the planet, by the way. Anyway, I let everybody know as soon as we touch a certain high. I'm not going to go over the trade recap, but we're long and we're strong, and we're going to go over what I think might happen now, okay, and why I think it's going to happen now. So here is the thing, right? USDT dominance right now is very overextended to the upside. Okay, I've been talking about it. I talked about it in the last video, right? I talked about how we were looking for flip zones, and flip zone we got. Okay, long story short, we had low, we had high, we had low, we had high, we had break. So you're expecting higher low, higher high. Remember, we have these ambiguous highs, right? I do think that the 74K low is going to go. I do think that the low that we put in on Bitcoin is going to go. But again, we were expecting this move to the upside, which is why obviously I am long and strong, okay? This was the flip zone area that I talked about in my last video. What I said was going to happen happened. We came up, we redistributed, we flipped structure bearish, ultimately turning that into a flip zone. We came back for the back test. So you have high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. And obviously we just rotated our way to the downside. The next two levels that I'm looking for right now, before I'm even looking to short, are 5.996% on USDT, which again, I did mention in the previous video. So if you missed that video, make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss this one and the next one coming up, okay? And ultimately, I went over how I'm looking for a flip zone to happen here again. Oops, for a flip zone to happen here again. And the reason why I'm looking for a flip zone to potentially happen here as well is because we have nothing but liquidity to the left over here. Oops. To the left over here, right? This is all liquidity that the market makers may decide to attack. Okay, now here's the thing. This move to the upside on Bitcoin is actually based off of a short squeeze. Okay, this move is a short squeeze. We know that this move is a short squeeze. Let me just move this over. We know that this move is a short squeeze because you can see that your CVD is increasing while your open interest is decreasing. What that means for anyone that might be new or wasn't joining the streams earlier is that new shorts are entering, or sorry, new longs are entering, or not new longs, but longs are entering the market, and their shorts are closing. Okay, I worded that incorrectly. I'm not going to go edit it. I'm not feeling well. I was going to not even make this video. But yeah, so shorts are closing, okay? Longs are entering because shorts are closing. It's not new longs that are pushing up the market, which means that this is not a sustainable move to the upside, which adds to my overall narrative, which is what I said in the previous video, that I do believe Bitcoin is going to come up to, you know, 90s, mid 90s. If you recall, I had a tweet where I said mid 90s was my preferred scenario, and then we roll over from there, because ultimately your structure on a high time frame is very clearly still high, low, lower, high, lower, low. So right now we have people on Twitter, we have sentiment saying, oh my God, we're so back, we're so back. Unfortunately, those people are not joined into the Nexus or following my YouTube channel, and they're going to be on the wrong side of the market here in a few couple weeks, couple days. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I do think that right now Bitcoin's heading up to at least 91.1, 91 point, you know, between 91.1 and 93 is where I believe Bitcoin is headed, and then we have to see what happens from there. I do think that we could get a reaction out of here, because this was your buy to sell that caused, you know, this kind of like capitulation-esque type of move. So I do think that in this zone, you could have a move like this where you hit 92, maybe you come down to like mid 80s, low 80s, maybe sweep out some of this sell side and then continue higher. But I also am open to the idea of this being a swing short zone. I don't know yet. Okay, I'm going to have to judge structure. I'm going to have to wait to see. Are we distributing here? We did leave a lot of liquidity to the downside, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. So that's good. That helps my narrative for the idea that Bitcoin is going to actually come back down and sweep out this low. I do not think this is the low. Could I be wrong? Yes. Am I open to being wrong? Sure. It's a learning opportunity if I am wrong. I don't think I am, though. I'm about 95% sure we are going to come back for this before we blast up and away. And, you know, this zone between 90 and 93 is where I'm looking for that to happen. Now, if it doesn't happen here, my preferred scenario is to actually come up and sweep all of these highs, okay? And the reason why these highs are important is because USDT dominance, right? We had the flip zone here, which we talked about in the last video. When Bitcoin comes up to this level up here, because I think it varies likely, it's very, very likely to. So when Bitcoin comes up here, if Bitcoin comes up here, but when, USDT dominance is going to be in this demand zone, okay? And as you can see by my demand zone, I say watch for flip zone due to liquidity below. This is nothing but liquidity below, okay? So I'm going to be playing this zone, right, where we're looking for swing shorts on the market and essentially swing longs on USDT dominance. So if I was going to do a position tool, it would look something like this, right? And then boom, and then bang, and then boogie. It would look like this, and this is valid. So I'm looking for shorts, okay? Either way, I'm looking for shorts, whether it's going to be a scalp short or whether it's going to be a swing short. I'm looking for shorts either way on the market when USDT comes here, and I'm very likely going to take profit, if not close my entire long positions when Bitcoin gets there, okay? So if that happens, right, I'm looking for swing shorts. But I'm also aware that what's your structure, right? No different. We can't be biased in one direction. You have high, you have low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So what's your expectational order flow? Is going to be lower high, lower low. And we already have zones where we can look to short on USDT dominance, aka long the market. Remember, if you don't know, USDT is an inverse correlation to the rest of the market. You can also be looking for something like this where you get that continuation to the downside. Why is that important? It's important because of this liquidity to the left. So no different than when we hit this green box and we were looking for redistributions in a downtrend. You're looking for redistributions. You're looking for sign of failure here. We're looking for that same exact thing here, which is why I say watch for flip zone, okay? Nexus knows what that is. If you don't know what that is, enter the nexus.com, links in the description down below. Okay, I teach you everything that I know. All these technical terms, why, the reason I'm in the top 5% of traders worldwide, this is exactly how and exactly why, okay? So I'm going to be looking for that failure, which means, yes, I'm looking for swing shorts here, but if I see sign that we're, like, for example, redistributing here, no different than we redistributed here, then that could turn into a swing long to come and sweep all of this liquidity and make its way down to here. So now how would that translate onto Bitcoin? Well, you can see very clearly that I have labeled out BTC 96K question mark. And the reason I have that drawn out and the reason this is my favorite scenario is because remember your structure, right? Your structure is low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. That's a break. And ideally you want to come back and you want to back test, sorry for kind of hiccuping in your ear, and you want to back test this range-based demand. And this 96K box happens to be our Nexus zone in that range-based demand. So this is a highly reactive zone. I find it very hard to believe that you will not get at least somewhat of a move off of this level on USDT dominance. So effectively, if my favorite scenario plays out, it'll be like this. We'll hit this zone, we come up, we redistribute here, we drop hard, which means the market's gonna pump. We hit this and then we V-shape out of here and do something like this. And this is a swing short. And everybody's going to be like, we're so back, ha ha ha. It's a bear trap. Little do they know, this is a bull trap. you know, and up and away we go. Now, I'm not really a sentiment kind of trader, but like I don't trade sentiment. You know, everybody that's been saying fear and greed, you know, you know what happens next. Like we don't trade, at least me, I don't trade goofy Mickey Mouse, you know, fear and greed. The fear and greed could stay at 0 the whole way, and we literally go to 0. Okay, that could happen. So I'm not really necessarily trading that, but you know, I suspect that the fear and greed, like, you know, everybody thinks we're so back when this happens, and I think it's actually going to be a bull trap, and I think that we are going to come and take that low again. Again, like I said, I'm about 95% right now. Things can change, but I'm about 95% sure right now that we are going to come back and take that low, and we're going to take 74K. Okay, I do think that's going to happen. How long is that going to take? I don't know, but that's what we're looking at. So if we translate what we just went over on USDT onto Bitcoin, well, how would it look? Okay, it would look like this liquidity being gone and perhaps coming up to like 95, 96, 97. These are a little bit more difficult to pinpoint where the short may be from, because there's so much liquidity here. So it could be like above this high, it could be above this high, this high, this high, this high. This is the part where I don't make predictions, okay? I don't make predictions, but I do think that we are going to come and take these highs, okay? And I think it's more bearish if we do take these highs, and I do think we're going to make a lower high, lower low. So, you know, do we take it? I don't know. I kind of feel like we do, but again, if by the time this happens, you know, you're all the way, let's just say it's like January, like how can I predict from now until January? I don't know. I don't have any new data in front of me or any of that, but I kind of feel like these lows need to, or these highs need to go. And the reason why is to circle back to this like kind of short squeeze, right? So the thing with short squeezing is that, yes, this is an unhealthy move, right? Because it's not new longs that are fueling the market, which means it's more susceptible to rolling over. We like the idea of it rolling over because we have all of this liquidity to the downside, right? You have all these ugly lows. This is actually a good low, but you have all these ugly lows. This was a very difficult range to trade, by the way. If you got chopped in here, I mean, I'm not going to say you're the only one, because you're not. I didn't get chopped in here. I made actually decent money in here, but it was a very difficult range to trade. Nonetheless, we have all this liquidity below, blah, 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 whatever. Remember in my last video, I said, I think that we're going to have a bigger range and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. It's going to get everybody else saying, oh my God, we're so back, like I said. But ultimately, I'm looking for shorts here. I'm looking for it to roll over from here. But my favorite scenario, okay, I'm not always going to get what I want, but my favorite scenario is that we come up and we squeeze all of these shorts, because yes, we're in a shorts, or yes, we're short squeezing, okay? And a lot of people think like, oh, because it's a short squeeze, you know, it's time to short now because we squeezed all the shorts. No, guys, this is, so from now, what's today? Today is November 25th or something, 26th. Today's November 26th. Today's Stranger Things Day, by the way, so we're gonna definitely be watching that in a couple hours when that comes out. So this is 12 days, give or take, 12 days of liquidations, okay? 12 days of liquidations since we have taken any real buy-side liquidity, right? So if this is a short squeeze, as it is, okay, it is definitely a short squeeze, right? What are we squeezing right now? Like, where's the liquidity? You know, you don't need heat maps and all that Mickey Mouse shit. You don't need it. Just look at the highs. Use your eyeballs, guys. Get away from the indicators. Use your eyeballs. You don't need an indicator of where liquidity is. I'll tell you where it is. It's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. Okay, above and below all the highs. Look, there's liquidity here. There's liquidity all here. There's liquidity here. Okay, there was liquidity all here. They took it, right? So when we're having a short squeeze like we're having right now, ask yourself, and remember, I do a lot of my trading just based on common sense, okay? It's literally just common sense. It's not that, like, it's, anyways, that's my edge. So if you are squeezing shorts right now, and you didn't really squeeze shorts, like, where are the majority? We're talking mid time frame. We're on the 1 hour. Where's the majority of the liquidity? If you look at this chart, where would you say the liquidity is? I would say it's here and here. Why in the world would we come this high, right? Get people only starting to say we're so back, we're so back. Because remember, people don't know how to trade. They don't buy they buy the dip, whatever, but they don't know how to trade. And then when things go up, when prices go up, that's when they buy, right? They buy when it's rising because they're stupid. So when this happens, right? Now people are starting to get confident again. Now people are posting we're so back, we're so back. But wait for like almost that euphoric, oh my God, bear trap. kind of like sentiment, right? Where are the stop losses? Where's the liquidity? Right here. So if USDT does make it down to this 96K zone, or sorry, to like this nexus zone, I suspect that this is where Bitcoin will be around at least 96K, right? To sweep. Remember, we can't really pinpoint exactly where it's going to bounce from. I don't know yet. Right now, I'm leaning more towards like 96.3, like this red box. I like this box, but I don't know. Okay, I don't know. So exactly, I have no idea. But it will be somewhere up here, I imagine, when USDT makes it down here. So that's what I'm looking for. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Potentially, we hit the flip zone, we get a redistribution, right? Maybe Bitcoin comes up to my level over here, and then we do get a distribution, and then that distribution turns into an accumulation a little bit later, and then we pop up like that, right? So your structure would be low, high, low, high, low, high, and then this is the bull trap, and then we roll over and target this low. And then I actually, like I said in my last video, I actually think because we came so hot into this demand zone, I think that we're going to lose these lows because we have ugly lows since April of this year. Right down here, I do think we are going to come for that. The question is how, the question is when, and the question is how hard. My friends, if you like the content, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will go back to live once I start to feel better. I feel like I can't catch a break these days, man. Honestly, I'm always sick. I'm always like, I have deaths in the family and personal issues going on and whatever the hell. I feel like I honestly can't catch a break. Hopefully I can catch my break soon. God bless you all. Trade safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay wealthy. Shouts out to the Nexus. One love. I love you. And hey, if you're looking for a video where you can look on how I actually enter trades and whatnot, you know, click here, wherever, which side. Click it, go watch it. Top 5% of traders globally. Are you listening? Wouldn't you want to learn from somebody that's in the top 5% of traders globally? I know I would. Left, right. Yeah, I know what's up.